My name is David Sparks, and I'm from Ashland Middle School and the Ashland Independent School District. This is my third year teaching in AMS. I teach STEM courses. And for this grant, I decided to tackle the problem of student engagement. And my problem of practice is this: keeping middle school students engaged can sometimes be a tumultuous task. It's especially true when disseminating or presenting information. It doesn't matter what platform we end up using, keeping students engaged 100% of the time can be a real challenge. So I asked myself how I could better keep my students engaged when presenting information. So what I ended up deciding on was tackling the problem of student engagement by utilizing a series of tools. One of those tools was an electronic writing board called a Boogie Board. And I used a couple others along with those as well, an Amazon Echo and a Logitech digital presenter. And what I found out along the way with this is students were able to write their answers on this electronic board, much like using a marker board, only they were also able to erase it electronically. You didn't have to worry about the markers and the erasers and all that kind of stuff. So the boards provided me a very quick outlet for formative assessment just by scanning the room with my eyes. The Echo and the Logitech Presenter provided other ways for interactivity as well. So direct observations. Through both direct observations from me, other teachers, and even my students, we found that students were definitely more engaged when I was using these tools and when the students were using the tools. This is especially true when the Boogie Boards and the Echo was in use. The Logitech Presenter itself did provide some degree of extra engagement, but I've been using a presenting tool for quite a few years in my teaching and in my student teaching, and really the only difference this has between that and my original presenter is that this has a magnification tool and it also has a spotlight feature, which the kids really love when they're doing presentations themselves. They have a blast with it when they're doing their own presentations. But all three devices were definitely worth the price of admission and the investment to have these new ways and new forms of technology to keep my students engaged when I'm trying to give them information. So the results, based on my observations and talking with students about the Boogie Boards, using them as a formative assessment tool, the students felt less isolated and they felt like they were contributing more to not only the conversation that we were having, but they were contributing more to the classroom answering. They didn't feel singled out because everybody was taking part. Everybody was, having something to say about it. The students really had a blast with the Amazon Echo. They would ask it questions. We would play games using the Echo, play songs, so many different outlets and things that we can use with this Echo. I went so far as to have escape rooms that we can do through the Echo and utilizing Alexa. The Logitech Presenter came in last in terms of where students actually ranked it. It wasn't quite as interactive as the others, but they still enjoyed it, especially some of my classes that did presentations more than others. The real highlight of that was the highlight and the magnification feature of it. So takeaways: students were definitely more engaged and they had more fun. They enjoyed the interactivity and being able to use the boards and the Echo the most. They also used the boards for fun and creative things. So in between, in between assignments, they would use the boards to draw and doodle and, just do other creative things. So it provided another outlet other than just, something for them to write on when we're doing responses. That would make my life really, really interesting with the Echo. They would have it play songs at odd times. I can't count the number of times between students and one of my teaching colleagues that they ended up setting timers on my Amazon Alexa that would play weird songs at the wrong times. All in all, I would like to have had more data to have plugged into all this, but with everything that's going on with COVID-19, getting all the data together and getting the rest of the data that I needed to be able to make a good presentation just wasn't in the cards. But even without the data, the thing that really sticks out to me is there's no doubt that my students were more engaged. I was able to observe that directly. Other teachers were able to observe that directly. So everything was worth the price of admission.